All right, welcome back to a bonus episode here on Compass Community Church.
You made it.
This is our Compass News episode, but it's a bonus episode because this fine gentleman over here asked a question.
Hey, I didn't know. I didn't know where I was going with this.
Neither did I.
This rabbit hole just appeared out of nowhere.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
I want our viewers, I want our listeners to get to know us better. This is one of the visions of this podcast.
Okay.
I want them to get to know our staff better. We did 20 questions sort of idea with you last week or last episode.
Yep.
And so I want people to get to know us. And so you asked a question to me about what my middle name was, and what better way to get people to know who I am and have you get to know who I am than to answer that question. It's super complicated, which usually isn't. Hey, what's your middle name? Russell. That's yours.
Yeah, mine was. It was like 40 seconds, I think.
Yeah. What's your middle name?
Russell.
Russell. 2 syllables.
Russell. You're right. Yeah.
What's my middle name? It's super complicated. 7 syllables. So I was born to a family who put me up for adoption when I was super young, like 8 months old, I think. And the family that adopted me, they named me Walter Andrew Jordan.
Wow.
Walter.
Walter.
Yeah. And so that was cool. And a different last name. I won't say the last name.
Okay. Yep.
Because it's not super important. Plus, I don't want. Anyways.
Yes.
So Walter Andrew Jordan, and then that family, we went through a divorce, and we stayed with my mom, my sister, and myself. My sister is my mom's biological. I'm adopted. Okay, are you tracking?
Yes, I am.
Usually,
I got the tree in my head.
Usually, this happens where I have like salt shakers and stuff explaining things.
Like a puppet show.
Yeah. Hey, my name's Andy. Hey, my name's not Andy.
Andy's the one who talks like.
Yeah. So I was when I was adopted, and funny. So are you old enough to know who Mr. Dressup is?
No.
Oh gosh, I'm so old. So if you're a listener or watching and you know who Mr. Dressup is, then my mom at the time wanted to name me. There was a character. Speaking of puppets, Mr. Dressup was this Canadian icon who had puppets on his TV show, and it was Casey and Finnegan. Casey was the boy puppet, and Finnegan was the dog puppet. And my mom was like, "I almost named you Casey." I'm like, "I'm so glad you didn't," because at the time Mr. Dressup was huge, and so I would have been probably teased about Casey and Finnegan. Anyways.
Finnegan.
Instead, I was teased with other things. So that family. So I was born in Walter Andrew Jordan, and that family divorced. We stayed with my mom. My mom remarried a very fine gentleman who I've called Dad for most of my life, and his name is William Disher. And so when we moved, we ended up moving to a little town called Kingsville. Do you know where Kingsville is?
Yes, I do.
Do you really?
Yeah, I know. No, I'm thinking of King. Not
King is like just
it's just over
down
there.
the road. Kingsville is very much not down the road. Google it; it's a great little town.
Yeah.
So
like Arcona or
way better than Arcona.
come on, man.
It's on the lake. That's gotta be.
Okay, that is huge.
Yeah, that's a little better. Southernmost town in Canada, Kingsville facts.
Really?
Southernmost
Wow.
town. Yep.
Not what I was thinking.
The absolute.
Okay.
Any more south, you're on Pelee Island. If you know your geography, you don't care, do you?
No, I do.
You're like, wow.
That's actually, I pictured Windsor, and then I pictured.
Yeah, so look at Windsor and go south, and we're Jack Miner. Do you know who Jack Miner is?
No, I don't.
Dude, Canadian history.
Apparently, man, I've.
Oh, we'll got to do a whole other episode about geography and history.
You do a Canadian history and social.
No, just like a
studies
Kingsville
episode.
history, just a Windsor, Essex, Kingsville history.
The Southern Ontario. The Southern,
Jack
Southern
Miner,
Ontario.
Henry Ford,
I know that
Edison.
guy. I know that guy
Edison,
too.
Al Capone.
Where are we going?
Dude, these are all people. Abraham Lincoln set foot in Windsor area.
Oh, okay. That's what connects all these people.
All these
together.
people.
Yeah. Wow.
Al Capone. Did I say Ty Cobb?
No, you didn't.
Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb.
All these people were, anyways, it's phenomenal. Okay. So we moved to Kingsville. Legally, my name at this point is still Walter Andrew Jordan with a different last name. And so everyone at school knows me as Andy Disher. Oh, you're Bill's son. You're Andy Disher. But whenever I get called down to the office, they're like, "Can Walter blank please come to the office?" And I was like, "Who's Walter?" That's me. So I have like 2 kind of names. When I was 18, Bill Disher has now been my dad for a number of 12 years or so, 8 years, 10 years, somewhere in there. So I legally changed my name to William Andrew Jordan Disher. So that's where that comes from.
Okay. I agree. It all connects. That part connects so far.
Right.
Yes.
So I want what doesn't connect so far.
I call
A
you
lot of
Andy. So.
Yeah. So I've always when I was Walter Andrew, my mom was like, okay, fine. Well, legally he'll be named Walter Andrew, but he'll be known as Andy or Andrew.
Okay.
So my whole life I've introduced myself and presented myself as Andy or Andrew, with like the W initial as a legal first name. So, and when I was 18, I wanted to keep that initial. I didn't want to. I thought it was different and whatever. And it's a fun story. What's your name? Well, my real name is actually blah blah blah. And so I took on my dad's name. I took on William instead of Walter, and then changed my last name to Disher.
Wow.
Crazy.
That is crazy. That is a backstory. I should have.
There's even more backstory.
Yeah.
So there is actually a Walter Andrew Jordan with a different last name on file as a citizen of the United States of America.
Wow.
I was notified back in 2019, and I was given all my documents that I was given at a young age. So I have an American passport, I have an American documentation, I have all the stuff
From this guy?
from this guy.
From this guy.
From that
Wow.
guy. Yeah. Yeah. He contacted me and said, this is all yours. It's you deserve it. It's owed to you. So here you go. Here's all your paperwork. So I'm in the States, I'm Walter Andrew Jordan, last name. And in Canada, I'm William Andrew. So I'm like a spy. I have two different names.
You are undercover.
So I'm in process now of contacting the American consulate and seeing how I can change my American passport to match my Canadian name and everything else. Right? I just blew your mind.
You did. That is.
I don't know how ever minds I blew, but yeah. And by the way, this is I have to reach. This isn't Compass News. This is totally
No.
get to know you pod or episode.
No other news. How do you segue that into baptism?
Well, baptism gives you new life. This is my youth pastor hat coming on. Baptism gives you new life and a new relation, not a new relationship, but a declaration of who you are in Jesus. And I've totally just declared who I am in a new life because of my new name.
Amen.
Amen. There you go.
Beautiful.
Give me another. How do I transition into?
How do you transition into?
How to transition your change of name into men's Galatians?
Men's Galatians.
Well, I found freedom in. I don't know how to segue into that.
Yeah, what about crafts?
Crafts. Wow. I got nothing on that.
You're making just making. That's the only thing I got. You're making your own name.
I'm making my own
your name
tapestry
tag.
of life.
Yes, you're making something with that craftsman.
Yeah. So that's my middle name. And if you're listening or watching, I'm hoping it was worth going to a new episode and waiting for it.
Wow. If you left the video on and came back and wonder, they're still talking.
Happened. Anyways, yeah. So let's come up next episode with another get to know you question.
That's a good one.
And
yeah.
We'll go from there.
See how deep it goes.
We'll see how that went pretty deep. I mean, we went as far back as Abraham Lincoln in Essex County, so that's pretty deep.
Yeah, get your kids to watch this. It's educational now. It's
it is. They'll learn something. Yeah, good times. All right, thank you so much for joining us. If anybody ever calls me Walter or Wally, I will not answer you at all. I'm just saying.
You're opening it up here.
I know I am.
You're putting the cards on the table.
Well, I've also made it very clear that I will not respond to that.
Well, it's also it's a nugget for those the deep fans, the ones who are listening, the ones who are
the deep insiders. Yeah, the true listeners.
Who listen to the bonus episode.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I was growing up, there was the reruns on TV of Leave It to Beaver. Do you know that show?
Just of it, but
you never seen it?
No.
There's a character on there called Wally, and they used to call him Little Wally on the TV show. And so growing up, that was kind of kids, because the reruns were available. People would often call me that, and I hated it. My name's Andy.
Andy.
Or
You
Andrew.
are Andy.
Andrew when I get in trouble.
Which comes up often.
Every day.
There's about a couple troublemakers.
Even at 42 years old, I still get in trouble. All right, that's it for now. We got to go. You have to go to school.
I do.
I have to edit this.
Catch the bus.
You really take the bus?
No.
Oh.
The school bus comes to my house in 20 minutes. I got to be there.
I was going to say,
pack my lunch.
Well, I was assuming like the go bus, but that'd be torture. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Take care.